Hello everyone, I am UnvidBark8 and today we will be playing on Operation Firestorm using the PP2000 with the Cobra sight, the laser sight, and extended mags. Right here you see me, and this is kind of going to be a few tips I'm going to try and give throughout this, but you see those guys right there? I came around the back and I get 3 kills for doing that. I didn't try and run in all Rambo. I take my time, I'm not sprinting, line up my sights, try and get them taken out. Now, the key is watch your map. That's a big tip. If you're new and you're like, I don't know why it's so hard, I can't figure out what's going on and where everyone is, look at your minimap, because people not using a silencer, which I will switch over and use the AEK with a silencer, I believe that silencers, or suppressors as some people would say, I believe they remove, when you fire, I believe they don't show you on the minimap. So, like, people that use guns without them, they will show up, which on some guns means, no, you're not going to get a silencer, no, you're not going to get this. But say you're using an assault rifle, but you don't know what to use. Usually I run, on certain guns, I'll use the halo sight, a red dot, or a 4x, depending on the situation. One of those. I prefer the holographic sight over pretty much every other sight in the game. I like that one. But I really prefer on my assault rifles a halo sight, a silencer, and pretty much nothing else. If I have those two, normally I do pretty well. And like right here, normally I don't use the grenade launcher. I either run it with smoke or a shotgun or something like that, like the mass. But right here I decided to use a grenade launcher because there's so many walls that people hide behind. And like in these buildings, you see right here in front of me, that little building, well, sometimes people hide in there, and sometimes you throw or launch a grenade in there and get a hit marker on them. Normally they'll run out of there because if they stay there too long, someone's gonna get smart and just launch a couple of grenades in there, and then after a few hits you're gonna get taken out. And if you note here, a lot of times when I go through doors I'm crouching and I'm not like sprinting out of them, because if I turn a corner and I'm sprinting and there's a guy there, and if he's walking, he's gonna be able to kill me probably first, unless I'm really lucky and somehow just get him. And I'm up on this roof for a while, so it's probably not going to be too exciting here. But I don't really find that I lose a lot of gunfights. I lose some, and usually when I lose them, it's probably my fault. So, like, if I try and engage someone, say from here to that building over there using this PP2000, I'm probably going to lose if they have, say, an LMG or an assault rifle. Odds are I'm going to be losing, because they have longer range. I don't have that range, so that's why I use the grenade launcher mostly, because if I launch it and I get a hit marker, it's taking some of their health off, and then I can just kind of mop up using my PDW. Now, like right here, maybe you guys find this, I'm not going to stick on this conversation about this one thing in the game, but when you go for the knifing animation, kind of find that a little frustrating when it doesn't work all the time and it doesn't just do it and someone's looking at you. I kind of find that frustrating, but here I switch over using the AEK, using the Cobra sight and the silencer. And like I was saying, the reason I use those is because the silencer doesn't show you up. Personally, it seems to work out better for me. Here, for some reason, I just cannot hit this guy. And yes, I know I could have launched that at him, but I'm not big on the noob tubing, even though later in this game, towards the end, I get like 2 or 3 kills with it. But like I was saying, I use it mainly to just damage them, and then I can just take and try to finish them off. Like here, this guy, he snuck up behind me and that other guy that were standing up there, but he gets taken out. And here I spawn in this area, and I don't know, maybe you guys find this too, the spawns in Team Deathmatch are kind of awful. Some days it's good, but some days it's bad. And here I chose my engagement there to take the top guy, because if I had started shooting, he probably would have looked at me, and odds are he's probably going to get me first, because he had the sniper rifle, and if he had just lined up a headshot really quickly, I would have been taken out, and I couldn't have gotten all three of them. So I chose what one was going to be more of a threat. Those two guys were pretty much preoccupied with the people over to my right when I was up there. So I decided to just leave them. And here, instead of switching to single fire, I try and burst fire on those guys using the pistol. But right here, again, I saw those guys over there, but I started shooting at that one guy that ran in front of me. I launched this, get a hit marker, and destroy some explosives, but see, another key thing, if you're new to this game, use the spotting thing. I believe it's the back button. Use the back button. If you hold it, it brings up your menu, but if you just tap it when the person glows orange in front of you, normally that'll spot the person, and when you spot them, it shows up on the mini-map, and for a short period of time, in front of them, and through buildings and all that, for your teammates to be able to see. So, when that happens, basically, it's gonna be easier for your teammates to take people out. Like there, you see that orange is staying over his head? That's because while I was shooting at him, I was cramming the spotting button. Now, not holding it down, I'm saying like tapping it multiple times trying to get it to spot. Sometimes it's a little buggy, so if you tap it multiple times, it usually will work. But that's a big part in this game, is the spotting. You'll see a lot of people that are good gamers on it, and a lot of good players. You'll see a lot of orange dots pop up if they're playing with you. And I try to spot as much as I can, and here somehow, like I was saying, sometimes I do mess up with the gunfight. Now that wasn't really my fault, and it was because I didn't turn around as soon as I saw him. I thought he would go for another guy, or if one of my teammates were to be there and take him out. I thought. Now normally you should, if you're in this game mode, if you're not with friends and sticking around them and covering each other's backs, you should just try to fight for yourself. Don't worry about saving your teammates and all that. Just mainly go and try and cover your own back in it, because it can be pretty much one man that can win the game. And over here, you saw that little black dot, and somehow I caught that, and I chucked this grenade and get a hit marker. But instead of going and taking him out, he wasn't really doing too much to be a bother. So I just left him, and he probably ran out. But here, I do revive this guy because he was right there. Now, even though I said don't really worry about saving your teammates, he was right there. It doesn't really do much, but it did get him to respawn. I take out that one guy, and somehow I get by my teammate and take out him. And see, that's the thing. If you're reloading, and see how long this is? If you're reloading, odds are switching to your secondary will probably save you a lot of kills. It'll probably get you a lot of kills and save you a lot of deaths. Now, like right here, somehow I did not kill that guy. I have no idea how I didn't. And my clock's going off, so that's a little frustrating. But you'll see that it's quite easy to see where I mess up. Like right here, I didn't know where he was, and I did. I knew he was shooting at me from that side, but I laid down, because normally if they can't see you, they'll stop shooting. But he didn't. And you can shoot through grates and things like that normally. And right here, I try and take this guy from long range, get a hit marker, but he does take me out. So here, I respawn again. I don't know why. I thought about changing my pistol, but I decided against it. Here, the game's coming to an end, and I won't spoil it for you because I know a lot of people get mad about that. Here, somehow I launched that and don't hit him, and I have no idea how I survived through all those shots at me. I have no idea how that worked. But right here at the end, I was like, okay, I need to try and pull this one out for the team, but I didn't get it. But I do get one guy here with a grenade launcher, and I'm like, okay, there's another guy out there, and somehow I just randomly get him. I didn't even see him. I just thought, well, I'll try and scare him. I see that guy over there and take him out, and I go on this little tear right here. And then I go over here, and I'm looking. Oh, where is someone? Where is someone? See that guy? Take him out. We're at 93 tickets. They're at 96. I'm like, okay, we'll be able to do this. And I get this one guy, reload again, see that guy on the ladder. I'm like, okay, get him, and then I try and get that guy, get him, and we lose by like 3 tickets, so not that big of a deal. But you know, tell me what you guys like about the game and what makes you want to go back and play other games, because personally it doesn't take much for me to like a game. I really enjoy a lot of them. I like pretty much everything. I really actually started gaming online and playing like a lot of the free-to-play games. Like, I won't mention any of the websites' names, but I did play a lot of like arcade type games, and mainly just ones that involved, like, I started out, I really enjoyed racing when I was younger, and I didn't ever want to grow up and be like a NASCAR driver or anything like that, but I did enjoy it. But until then, you know, tell me what you guys want to do. Until then, see you guys later.